it should be coming from Saka, but I don't know if we necessarily feel that.
Yeah, I think we have to highlight the fact that he does get on to score, which we'll get to. We'll circle back to Saka, but I at that time, 35 minutes in, I did feel a little bit like this is Burnley all over again, essentially. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Shirtless Plantain Show, the Arsenal edition. Sunderland 2, Arsenal 2. I've got my faithful cohorts with me today, Gabby and Mitch. Mitch, how you doing, man?
It seems I got benched from hosting today, so I'm distraught, if I'm being honest. Unfortunately, you guys have to hear me give more takes, which no one wants to hear that. That's why you guys had me hosting, but here we are.
Okay, that's me for a bit better. Gabby, what's up apart from playing your new game that I've totally forgotten the name of, and you spent 10 minutes demonstrating to me?
Blueprint. It's called Blueprint, coach.
It's called
There
Blueprints,
Okay.
but yeah,
Fuck!
it's
God damn it!
it's like a double entendre for Blueprint. Yes.
Okay, fair enough. Okay.
It's all good.
Okay, cool. So whichever one of you can answer first. What was the first Arsenal game you guys remember watching? This is our question of the day.
For me, it's like I remember the season I started watching because it's like right after the 2014 World Cup. It was when we first had Puma, and it was we were in the Community Shield that way because we won the FA Cup. We were playing against Manchester City and we won 3-0.
Lovely.
I am having a hard time remembering specifics, mostly because like when I started watching Arsenal, it was like when I was in middle school, so I didn't have money to like pay for like NBC Sports Gold or whatever the fuck Arsenal games were on at that time. So there's like a couple games that I do remember of like specifically like the Welbeck goal against Leicester is like a game that I know I was watching. And then I know during like school, me and my buddies would go on like sketchy streaming websites to watch Champions League games. And I think I remember us getting absolutely fucking whomped by Bayern.
Okay.
But my memory is so like hazy of that time of like actually watching Arsenal games.
That's fair. That's totally fair. For those of you interested, mine was a League Cup game at Highbury, and it was against Aston Villa. But we didn't call it Carabao Cup then. It was called the Coca-Cola Cup then. And I'm pretty sure we did lose. Bergkamp scored in one of the fixtures. I can't remember which one it was. Was it the home one or I can't remember, but I just remember watching it anyway. And yeah, that was my first one. Speaking of dodgy streams, actually,
what year was that game?
96 or 7, I want to say. I was a pup,
Jesus
like
Christ.
literally. It was on TV. Huh? Yeah, it was on TV.
I was born in 2001, dude. I was not alive for that game.
I was literally a child, and it was on. I just remember it being on, and I'm pretty sure it was pretty much like first half was ending or second half was just starting, and yeah, I just remember like the hoop socks, the Nike hoop socks and shit. Yeah, that's like my first memory, I think, of Arsenal in general.
All I can think about is has they always been called something a C-name cup, like Carling, Coca-Cola,
so at
Carabao.
one point it was called the Worthington Cup, and then
lame.
we dubbed it the Worthless Cup because we was like we don't care about that kind of thing. Yeah, so that was probably my first one, I would say. But speaking of dodgy streams, we used to use a thing called Sockcast. This was like 2006, 7-ish, I want to say, to find like the 3 p.m. to find the 3 p.m. kickoffs, basically. A lot of laptops, not mine, and computers were completely shattered because of it, because so many viruses and all that kind of shit.
It's giving LimeWire for sure.
Yeah, yeah, that was my introduction to dodgy streaming. But yeah, guys, like, share, and subscribe, please. Don't forget to do that, and comment as well. We're enjoying the conversations that are flowing in the comments across all the platforms, which is cool. So please keep doing that. Interesting to know what you guys think about anything. But without further ado, let's get into lineups. It's pretty much copy and paste for like the last 3 weeks, outside of Gyökeres being injured. So our regular defense, there's nothing regular about it, to be fair. And obviously Raya, Zubimendi, Rice, Eze, Trossard, Marino, Saka. Guys, on a scale of 1 to fucked, how fucked do you think we were when that Gyökeres news dropped?
I don't even. I literally. I'm trying really hard not to do doomer gimmick this season. Like, not that it's a gimmick for me. This is I'm true to this, but it's just
No, it's a gimmick.
it's just like when he fell, I was just like, it's so par for the course. Whatever, man. Get me to the international break. Whatever.
Yeah, it is kind of like the first time I've been like excited for an international break because it's like we just need a fucking break. We just need a bunch of our guys to just not play for 2 weeks so we can just like, okay, hopefully we're okay and just can have a healthy team again. Because, I mean, the Gyökeres news, it looks like he's probably going to be back for Tottenham, right?
I mean, I
Am I
flipping hope
mistaken in
so.
that?
Hoping for.
He better be.
Havertz likely will be too. Jesus is training again. Like, I think we're gonna get healthy. We just kind of had to get through this game to do that.
Yeah, I just didn't like the fact that couldn't you just get injured after this game? I would have been able to accept that. Do you know what I mean? But it is what
Bro,
it is.
he didn't even finish the second half of the last.
Exactly.
What do you mean?
It would have just been nice for him to have been fit, and then if he's gonna get injured, he doesn't go in international break. Because do you remember when Saka got injured, we were like, oh great, straight away, like that's knocked off 2 weeks off his recovery time. So that's fine, kind of thing. That would have been nice for Gyökeres as well. But onto the game. Were you guys nervous about their fast start that lasted all of 3 minutes? If that.
I wasn't, if I'm being honest. Like I there's a lot of people doing doomer gimmick in my in my group chat, and I was like, I need you guys to fucking relax. Like,
When
just
you're the
fucking
voice of
relax.
reason, sorry, Gabby, when you're the voice of reason, I know it's gone to shit, honestly.
You don't understand. It's been rattling me so badly because I'm like, if you're gonna do doomer gimmick, I'm stressed about the Bayern game. I'm stressed about the Chelsea game, even though I know we're better than them, but it's still, I hate them. Like, you know what I mean? The North London derby can be nonsense, even though we are better than them too. Be stressed about those games. Don't be stressed about Sunderland. If we drop points, we drop points. You know what? Let's just get to the international break. I'm not trying to hear this. I'm stressed. I'm sweating. Like, relax. Rest. Weather the fucking storm and then score.
Yeah, exactly. Mitch, and I think I'm quite level-headed on this, but Sunderland were doing a lot of running, but a lot of that running was handsy and very, I'm just gonna run into you, forget the ball kind of thing. Did you pick that up as well?
Yeah, there was like I don't think I'm exaggerating here. I think there was 30 head injuries in this game. I think that's right. I think I counted them. Yeah, it was mostly because people were flailing their arms all around and like reffing a Premier League game in a stadium like that or Anfield or St. James where like the crowds are just loud and booing all the time must be so fucking easy because you just like have like 30,000 people who are just like telling you what to do and you just get to do it. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Seems very cool.
I think the ref. I don't even know his name, but he's just a piece of shit anyway. Like he was just terrible today, for my money at least, and not because he cost us the game or anything like that. I just think he didn't really have any control of the game, and the players ended up managing the game themselves. That's what it felt like, and that you'd never want that. Thankfully, nobody was going absolutely crazy, but again, when the players are like, okay, well, the rest not going to do anything about this, basically, we'll just keep going, kind of thing. Let's hope nobody gets injured. That's the vibe that I got. But yeah, a lot of running and whatever else. Arsenal gained control pretty quickly, and we were comfortable despite the stoppages with the Marino injury as well. I was a little bit like, oh, that looks bad, kind of thing. But I don't know when you guys commentary, but Sky Sports are dog shit anyway. They were making it seem as if Sunderland are just battering us. It's like, oh my gosh, it's this raucous atmosphere, and Arsenal got to handle it. Arsenal were fine.
I literally had this conversation today. Yeah. First of all, I wanted to watch this on mute because as soon as I heard the voices what they were saying, I don't even remember who was on commentary today.
The jury was one of them for NBC, and
I say that with my whole chest.
What?
You said who was on like commentary today? Peter Drury and whoever else was with him. Yeah. Fuck you guys. the way that they pissed me off, the way that they were gagging for Sunderland to slap us, like, relax.
Yeah.
I heard at the end of the I know I'm skipping forward, but I genuinely need to say this. I heard at the end of the game before they equalized, the way that I think it was Peter Drury who said, Sunderland need to call on the spirit of Stamford Bridge to score here. Fuck you. And I say that like full chest out, like go to hell. Like genuinely. How can we have this many ops? Like
I
genuinely, how can we have this many ops? You're
I
gagging for Arsenal to lose. Like rest, bro.
I understand where you're coming from, and like as like a fan of the team against Sunderland, it was like kind of frustrating to hear a commentator maybe pulling for the other team,
Mm,
but this is just Peter Drury. Peter Drury loves an underdog.
mm,
Like he's very, very clear about that. He does not try to hide that. And in fact, the reason why Arsenal TikTok editors were cooking with gas in 22-23 is because that was us.
mm.
We were the cool story of like we weren't supposed to be competing for a title and then we were. And NBC was putting Peter Drury on every fucking game, and he was cooking with gas on those commentary that were just like, yes, we love Peter Drury. But now we're like the known force and stuff, and Sunderland are the cool story. So like he is drawn to that as like, I think he would put it as he's a storyteller and would put it at the like cool underdog story.
Mm.
And it feels personal because so much is against Arsenal, but I never took it as against Arsenal, as more just like for the cool like underdog story.
I mean, I'm not gonna slander Peter Drury. I didn't listen to his commentary today, but that sounds totally believable from both of you, because Peter Drury is a drama queen, which is fine. But at the same time,
It's a job.
when yeah, when on my broadcast, right, they're literally rooting for them, and they're okay. I want to get to the stats, but let me just be clear. Sunderland created 0.44 xG today, guys. Where is this whole atmosphere? And Arsenal couldn't handle it, and they kept on saying Arsenal. This is the most tested Arsenal have been, and you know they're rattled, and Sunderland really got to us. They had 2 shots on target and scored both of them. I don't know what else to say. Literally 2 shots on target. And for the record, Arsenal created over 2 xG today. So all from open play. But
I mean, I'm pretty sure we had 13 shots today.
yeah,
And that was maybe 14 actually, including the one that was blocked at the end of the game.
yeah.
Like, just
So
whatever.
speaking of shots, where we get to about 16 and 18 minutes, and Rice has 2 chances again. Like, by the way, guys, have you noticed I haven't mentioned any Sunderland chances at this point? Just so we're clear. So Rice has a couple of good chances. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, the second one, it was a really slack ball from Eze and he was rushed. Mitch, can you let's just get Eze out of the way now. What would you give Eze today out of 10? And the reason for it, please.
I would say like a 6, maybe 7.
Okay.
I think there was like a lot of moment. There's a moment, particularly in the first half, that I think kind of like described a lot of his game,
Mhm.
which was he like nutmegged someone
Yeah.
to create a chance for himself, and then kind of like fucked up the pass in the box.
Mhm.
And I think that there's part of Eze's game where he's still kind of adapting to playing for Arsenal versus playing for Crystal Palace, because
Mhm.
it is so different than how teams defend against you and treat you. Of like, he has way less space than he did when he played for Palace. Even though he was their danger man, he has less space, and I think it's still like a little bit of an adaptation that he's got to
Yeah.
have. That being said, he did play a part in the goal. Like he
Mhm.
created
Oh yeah.
space for Saka. So like I don't think it was a bad game by any means, but I think it was like, when you're our creative force, I think I want you doing a little bit more than he did. Does that feel accurate to you?
Yeah. No, I mean, I have thoughts, but I'm kind of more curious to hear what Gabby has to say about this. To be fair.
Why, you want me to be negative?
No, genuinely, because I have Mitch has summed up, quite a big chunk of how I feel. But I just want to know what you're thinking as well.
I mean, I don't have anything like necessarily bad to say about him in this game particularly. He does have a chance in like I think it's like the 15th or 20th minute where the defender like tries to clear the ball and it drops at his feet at the
Yep,
edge of the box, and then he like
he curls it with his left foot. Yeah,
right over the bar, and I'm like, I wish that was on target, you know? Like, if the goalkeeper saves that, then you're like, okay, that's a good
yeah.
shot. But if you miss it, it's like, you probably should have done better there, which I feel like has been the sentiment about his play since he's been here.
Mhm.
He's not been bad, but he's not been exceptional either. And he's playing in a position where we are used to seeing somebody who is a high volume passer there, and
Always
he's
on the
not that
ball, always showing
always.
for it. Um, Thank you, because that's really set up what I wanted to kind of get to. Like,
You're
we've said it,
welcome.
I think, in a couple of pods now, but we need to
I
just
didn't do it. You did.
we need to start adjusting our expectations on what Eze is. And for me, Eze playing through the center of Arsenal right now isn't where Arteta really wants him in his best version of Arsenal. And it's because of just how well Trossard played today. And I personally think Eze is better than Trossard. Um, so Eze being the guy that you shift it out wide to make stuff happen, I feel like it just comes way more naturally to him. It's easier for him. But with that being said, he had some really good moments across both halves. For me, that nutmeg that you mentioned, where I thought he wouldn't get out, he beat two players, and then he sends it back to Saka, but it's like a underhit or overhit pass. I can't remember. That's what's frustrating. But
I'm glad we're on the same page about that because I
yeah,
literally I screamed.
I was like, you've done all
I
the hard
screamed.
work, bro.
You know, I genuinely have a hot take about that. I think that's what frustrates me, why I'm not like akin to players who are dribblers. Like, I
Mm,
really don't like dribblers because they do that all the time.
mm,
Like, you could do the hard stuff. Like, that's why I get so frustrated with Jesus, because I'm like, you can dribble past 5 players,
mm,
but when it's time to make the simple pass, you fuck it up. Like, how?
mm.
How do you do that consistently? I don't understand it. It does my head in, genuinely.
So here's the thing. When you're able to do all of that, you're Lionel Messi. So and that's the difference. That's literally it. Messi can slow his heartbeat down after he's beat 50 players and played an inch perfect pass or put in the top corner twice a game for like the last 15 to 18 years. I don't know. So that's it. That's why many players simply aren't Messi. Nobody's Messi. So anyway, so Isidore gets a decent chance, but it's not on target. And then Saka has a good chance, which I think he should do better with. So since I gave Mitch Eze, Gabby, it's only fair that you have Saka, and tell us about him today.
God. People who are listening to this,
Mm,
don't hate me, but he was frustrating me so
mm,
bad before he
mm,
scored. Like, genuinely, in my head, I was like, I know he's like one of our best players, especially on the pitch right now,
mhm,
but I had never wanted him to come off more. Like, genuinely, I was like, I don't know what's going on with you, but you need to fix it.
mm,
Like, like Arteta, during that whole first half, I was like, okay, everybody's a little bit disjointed. We're getting affected by the crowd, you know, whatever, but we're still creating chances. We're just doing stupid shit.
mm,
That's like before he scored that second goal, I was like, okay, Saka, you specific, like the team is playing better, but you specifically are playing not up to your standard.
mhm,
Please fix it because we need you to drag us over the line.
mhm,
There's no Kai Havertz to blame today. There's no Gyökeres to help you. There's no Odegaard. There's no Madueke to sub on for you. Like,
mm,
it's just you and Eze basically, because I already know Trossard was going to come out with GA.
mm,
There's no doubt in my mind he was going to have to drag us over the line. But somebody else has to do it as well.
mhm.
And if you guys, I heard somebody say like during the summer that maybe, and granted, this is harsh because it came after a season that Saka was injured and did not play like sensationally because the
Mm.
whole team didn't play well. But
Well, prior to his injury, he
some
was looking like an absolute hooligan. So,
yeah, he was playing well at the beginning of the season and then we teetered off
mm,
and you know, it just is
mm,
what it is. But somebody said like maybe Saka's not Batman, maybe he's Robin. And I
mm.
was like, I don't
Wait,
agree with that.
sorry to cut you there. That's racist. He's definitely Batman. I'm sorry. It just is. I'm not going to accept that. I'm sorry.
Look, this is
He is
not a
everything he
sentiment I
thinks he
agree
is.
with
Yeah.
specifically.
Mm,
However, if you want people to get rid, and I'm not talking about people who are not fans of ours. Like, I'm not
mm,
talking about rivals. I don't care about what rivals think. I'm talking about our own fans. If you
mhm,
want your fans and your supporters to genuinely believe that you are inevitable, you have to start showing that.
mhm,
Because I don't necessarily believe there's any inevitable players in our team other than maybe Trossard. Like, he's the
mm,
most clutch, and Gabrielle, if he's in the
mm,
box scoring, like those two. You
mm.
never feel like this person is just, it's, they just have to score today.
Mhm.
You always feel like that about Haaland. There was a huge time period that you were feeling that about Salah.
Mm.
And I'm like, you have to find that in the Arsenal team, and if it's gonna come from anyone, it should be coming from Saka, but I don't
Mm.
know if we necessarily feel that.
Yeah, I think we have to highlight the fact that he does get onto score, which we'll get to. We'll circle back to Saka, but I at that time, 35 minutes in, I did feel a little bit like this is Burnley all over again, essentially. And it feels as if his Fulham performance was literally years ago at this point. It's Fulham, he was unreal. It's just, yeah, I don't know. Um, so let's just get onto the bullshit. Um, Mitch, first and foremost, before we get onto whether it was a yellow or not, was it even a foul?
The Zubimendi thing?
Yeah.
No.
So was it a yellow?
Like, definitely not. No.
So there is very few times, and I mean very, very few times, where a refereeing decision, even after the fact that we're winning and whatever, is still pissing me off, like it's eating at me. And this was one of them. Forget the fact that they scored, but it killed our momentum. We won it back in a really good position and we're ready to go again, and he just killed us there. I don't know, Mitch. We can talk about the way we should have defended it, whatever else. And again, this isn't a day for refs, but do you feel like decisions like that, we're still not able to, we're still not at the level where refs will. So okay, put it like this: Rodri doesn't get that foul. Gravenberch doesn't get that foul. Do you know what I mean? Do we still have to work harder in the eyes of the PGMO to be able to get those calls?
I I think I think there's maybe some truth there. Like I think reputations that Arsenal players can get quickly, especially with like new signings. Like there was a game early in the season where professional idiot Lee Dixon
Mm.
profoundly commented, "So Mendy's a little foully, isn't he?" And it's like, all right, well now that's a narrative.
Mm.
You've Congratulations, Lee.
Mm.
Tottenham legend Lee Dixon,
Mm.
just letting everyone know that Zubimendi's foully, which
Well, actually,
I
technically, Man
don't
City actually.
ag- I don't actually agree with,
Mm.
but I think it's very easy to start a narrative like
Yeah.
that when it comes to an Arsenal player, and then all of a sudden on a play like that, the foul doesn't go his way, or it's
Mm.
like even a play later in the game where Eze gets put in a headlock
Mm.
and the foul goes against him
Mm.
because Ballard has like already built up a reputation of just like this physical strong guy, but like even in that situation, he's not going to get a foul, which
Mm.
is strange. Like I think it's just I really want to play down any conspiracy against
Mm.
Arsenal in terms of like how we're refereed. Like I've been trying to do that for years at this point, even though like
There's
all of the
evidence
shit
that
that's
suggests otherwise. Mountains of it,
yeah,
no?
there's been some dog shit calls against us, but I do think that I think it does even out. I think
Mm.
like looking at like last season, I don't
Mm.
think it evened out for us because
Yeah.
particularly I was reading the James Nicholas article this week in the Athletic about the like red cards and stuff. Sorry if
Mm.
my audio just got worse. My mic got covered by my kitten. Um,
You're good.
but and like that was so absurd to think about, of like the Miles Lewis Skelly red card, the multiple red cards for kicking the ball away, like all of that shit, where it's just like that never reverted to the mean. That kneecapped us for an entire season. I don't think we can say the same about like a foul there, because like that is one where it's like if
Mm.
that is called a foul, if that's just called a foul and
Mm.
there's no yellow, I don't even know if we would be talking about it in the same way, even though it did lead to a goal.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. And that's what gets me. It's like Arsenal just always seem to go get both barrels. You know what I mean? Like, okay, if you're gonna call the foul, ooh, that's fine. In what world can that ever be a yellow? Like, so it is what it is. But on the goal, Rice has to do better. Just calling it as it is. Gabby, tell me what if you can break down where the fuckery began and where it ended. If you can.
Let me caveat this with Declan Rice, I love you down, but this is probably the worst action I've ever seen you make in an Arsenal kit. And you've been playing for us for 3 seasons now.
Mm.
Like, that's actually crazy. Calamity of errors, maybe, but like still it's just bad. And
Mm.
he's the person I put this on the most because he has 2 actions in which he can clear the ball, and he doesn't do it.
Even if he just
Um,
backs into him and puts him off, more like
exactly.
literally just puts him off. Like, yeah.
That first action when the ball comes into him and, like, he tries to back into him, but he still, like, gets, like, it still bounces in front of him, and he doesn't keep him behind him either. He
Mm,
kinda just starts ball watching the minute the ball drops.
mm,
Gabriel can't clear the ball because he's in the box, and he lets it go. It bounces in front of him. And
mm.
then Declan Rice just lets Ballard just sprint in front of him and get to the ball. I'm like, the guy was behind you. You tried to back into him when it first dropped. How did he
Mm,
get in front of you?
mm.
And we're directly outside of our box. Like, you're literally almost on the line. You cannot switch off there. Like, and I'm so harsh on him because we both know that like, we all know that Declan Rice is
He don't
sensational.
usually use. This is why I wanted to bring up, because it's very out of character. Like,
Extremely
genuinely.
so. Which is
Yeah.
why I'm not cussing him
Mm,
entirely. Like, when people go online and say whatever,
mm,
stop the nonsense. However, I don't think we're even going to see this ever again. Like, this is like a once in a lifetime mistake from Declan Rice. Like,
mhm.
genuinely. Like, oh, this and the finish from him was just so frustrating because I'm thinking, like, he's probably going to hit it hard and low, and
Mm.
hopefully Raya saves it. No, he
Gave him
hits
no
it into
chance.
the roof of the net. Like, all right, man.
Yeah.
Genuinely, when you were saying at the beginning of the pod, the goals that were scored were like sensational goals that we might like once in a lifetime finishes. You know how I felt? The last time I felt like this was when we played against Leicester, and James Justin, or whatever the fuck his name
Yeah.
is, scored that worldie against us, and I was like, what the fuck is this? What is this? Why do we always, I genuinely, if we win the league this year, play many men on repeat. Because why do we have so many ops? Why is this it means more derby? Like, why is Arsenal always the biggest scalp for every team? Like, can you fucking relax? You would
No,
think they're playing Newcastle.
we're gargantuan. That's what we have to
Bruh.
accept.
I
um,
mean, yeah, we're the biggest scalp because we're the best team in the league. Like,
yeah,
I the, the reason I'm not like overly upset about the result of this game, obviously
mm,
it's frustrating to drop points.
mm,
But I think I have a lot of credit to give to Sunderland for how they
mm,
played. I think they were very, very organized defensively. And sometimes the ball just bounces in your direction. And
mm,
Sunderland are working a level of magic this season where the ball is bouncing in their direction a lot, especially at the
mhm,
Stadium of Light. They have a raucous atmosphere. They have a lot of momentum. And I think that we shouldn't forget how good Arsenal are, and the way that we are going to drop points this year is by teams getting a little bit of magic.
mm,
That's why I'm not that upset. Of like, I think we should have won this game? Absolutely. But like this stuff's gonna happen. Like this game is so, like, we were talking about the XG of like we did over 2 XG. They had 0.44. Sometimes you get XG'd. Like nine
mhm.
times out of 10, Arsenal win this game. And we live in the timeline where the one didn't, and it happens. But like, obviously we're still in a very good spot. And also real quick, because we're on the topic of the goal, I do want to talk about how they use Dan Ballard, because I think it was very interesting. Um, Obviously in the play where he scores the goal, it's a set piece. Get your big motherfucker up there for a set piece. But there was a bunch of plays where they would have the ball in open play where they would just stick the big motherfucker up top. And I fucking loved it. It was like obviously it was against my team, so I didn't
Mm,
like it. But like, it was like a very fun and cool way to use a player like Dan Ballard, where he is like, he's athletic enough to get back
mm,
quickly, and like a big physical presence, and in a team where it's a lot of big physical presence. There was noise made about how they recruited in the summer being a lot of big motherfuckers. I think it's the first time we've seen Arsenal this year kind of get matched up as big motherfuckers,
mm.
because normally we are way bigger and stronger than every other team.
Yeah.
And I felt like we got a little bit less joy on set pieces than usual. And they were able to make some more chaos happen than we've usually seen against us, because they have big motherfuckers like Dan Ballard.
Yeah. So in regards to what they do with Dan Ballard, a few years ago, Sheffield United would underlap their CBs in open play. Because obviously they're big, they're physical, and they also could almost like sending up Declan Rice from centre back to carry the ball or to make third man runs, like get out of the way. Basically, is how they is what the idea is. In regards to Dan Ballard though, the simple fact is he's incredible in the air, and they're thinking, well, so is Gabriel. Saliba's is all right, but Rice is good, but I think that Ballard's probably better. They're playing percentages. That's it. That's it. They're going to send Ballard up, but then somebody else is going to drop in for him, basically. And they'll put it like this: the 2 times that they sent him up this game, because the 2 chances that they've created this game, actual proper chances they created this game, they both scored, and it all came from him, them playing the percentages. So it's clearly something that's got them fruitful. I mean, I watched the game where they got promotion, and Ballard scored the winner from a header from a corner kind of thing. He is a huge part of their offensive game. Just in terms of, being able to get the ball in a dangerous area and make something stick there. But with that being said, one of our own centre backs, Gabby, Saliba missed a chance, which I personally think if that falls to Gabriel on his left foot, he sticks that in the top corner.
The less I say about the better, because Gabriel has a propensity to score that is very lethal.
I mean, he scored a very similar goal against Man United in the FA Cup literally just this year in January. And Saliba somehow balloons it. It's clear one of them is the goal threat and the other one is just everything else. But yeah, after their goal, apart from that Saliba chance, we didn't create much. What was the feeling for you, Gabby, at half time? Was it, this is going to be such a fucking long day? Or were you thinking Arteta's going to get these guys want to come out much improved?
Oh, I knew they were going to come out improved. They couldn't you couldn't have gotten worse than that. Like, and I genuinely, I know this like sounds like cateration, but I don't think Sunderland was that much better than us in the first half. Like, I think we were playing to their game, if that makes sense. Like, we were playing way lower than the level in which we should be playing an away game. Period.
Sorry, can I just butt in there actually? Do you think a lot of it has to do with the fact that the game was broken up and it allowed them to essentially stop on momentum because of all the fouls and all the just rubbish kind of thing?
I think it's both. I do think that we were playing just not great, but also the referee in a way, not more than us playing badly, but the referee in a way did let them get away with murder. I mean, Northern teams always get away with murder. They can do whatever they want. The breaking of the play, the constantly blowing the whistle, I don't mind physicality if you do it on both sides, which I think he did better in the second half than the first half. The physicality in the first half was just, oh, you foul them, it's a foul. If they foul you, play on. Like, what? Whatever, I guess. I just knew when we went into halftime, Arteta was literally going to scream his head off. I just knew it. And then when they came out and played well, I was like, yeah, he fucking yelled at them. He fucking yelled at them.
So on that then, Mitch, why do you think, what changed for you with us for us starting? Because to be honest, pretty much from 45 minutes till around, I want to say 80 minutes, it was all us. To be frank, we were fucking fantastic. I want to speak a little bit more about why I think that is, but Mitch, if you want to give me if you want to team me up, if you like.
Let's see if I successfully do it this time. I'm trying to rack my brain of like specifics that changed, but I think we just started playing like we should, more than anything. Of like, I posted at halftime of like, champions go and win this game. Let's go fucking win this game. And I think we should have won this game. And we looked significantly better. I think everyone was just playing how they actually were supposed to be playing, rather than like a specific tweak or change that I saw. Did you see a specific change or something like that?
So yes, to the fact that the level was raised by our players, but the tweak that I did saw was the ball was getting out to our wide areas in like 1 or 2 less touches. Like, it was zipping out there. Both Trossard and Saka were getting the ball with that half a second, extra second more time to make shit happen. But also the movement around them was a lot more positive. Julian Timber was on the left in the box for a chance at one point. It was very positive movement from everybody. And when your creative forces are Eze, Trossard and Saka kind of thing, getting those guys an extra second is an is infinite, is an infinite amount of time, basically. And the aggression there from them was underpinned by Rice and Zubamendi, to my mind, really making themselves options. Every time the ball moved, the ball could go to either one of them every single time. Sunderland draw a player out. Okay, you draw a player out, we're gonna pop it around you, kind of thing. So the problem's kind of twofold. Sunderland are a good side, right? I personally don't think they can defend in a low block properly, because Arsenal were finding it very easy to find chances. And once we just start moving the ball a bit quicker and the aggression was upped, if you like, Arsenal found it very easy to create chances. So go on, Gabby.
I was gonna say, isn't that always the problem with Arsenal? At least that's what I feel like it
Mm,
is. It's always the whole first half is just too slow.
mm,
It felt very much reminiscent of last season, where we're in
mm,
the
mm,
horseshoe of death,
mm,
just passing it to the center backs, passing it to Declan Rice, passing it to the winger or the fullback, and then going back around. And I was like, you guys need to actually like pass like quicker, because
mm,
they're trying to press you out. They can't sit in a low block. They were getting antsy, and they want to come out and like
mm,
press you on the ball and then go, which they won't be able to do that against us,
mm.
really. And I was like, this just passing in front of them, like keeping the ball in front of them, is not, it's not how you're going to score. It's not how you're going to score. You need a lot more movement and a lot quicker passing. And that's what we did in the second half. And we had a lot of fucking shots. We had
Yeah,
like 15 shots. Like, and most of them came in the second half, genuinely. Like, I
their
was
keeper
like,
made their keeper made 3 saves, and the ones that he didn't, they was it 3 saves? Yeah, 3 saves, and then a whole bunch of blocks, and then obviously the 2 that went in. Um, I suppose I suppose I kind of want to go back to Trossard here, before we get to our equalizer. But what I really love about Trossard, Mitch, is the fact that we know at one point in the game the ball's gonna cannon off his foot, whether for a really good cross or for a really good shot, kind of thing. And how we manufacture those chances this season is the biggest difference for me. Um, do you think there's a world where he stays in a team when everyone is fit because of that,
Um,
that quality that he has?
yeah, we were talking last week about like, do Arsenal have a guy that like
Mm,
to trust in those kinds of moments? And
mm,
Gabby mentioned it earlier, and it far and away has been him. I even like posted a joke in reference to that,
mm,
like that one Max Kellerman clip where he's
mm.
just like, aliens pointed Earth, who I want, Iguodala. Like that's how I feel about Trossard in those kinds of moments. But he's looked very, very sharp whether he's going to stay starting when everyone's fit. That's a different question. I don't really think it matters, and I don't
Mm,
really care. I'm very happy with him coming off the bench. I think he's very, very good in those situations. In fact, no one on Arsenal has more goals or assists coming off the bench than
mhm,
Trossard.
mhm,
He is someone that, like, I think a point of like our injuries today was that we kind of didn't have many game changers off the bench. We only
mhm,
made one sub, and I think part of that's game state. But like, if we were trailing towards the end of that match, Wanyeri and Dowman were kind of our only attacking options to bring
yeah.
on. So when we get to a point where Trossard is that option again, that's great. That's awesome.
Mhm,
That's a better option off the bench than 99% of teams in the fucking world. And so when he's able to do that, it's incredible. Obviously, we're going to talk about his goal in a bit, but there was a moment, I think at 1-1, where we're pushing for the goal, where he truly had almost one of the most outrageous assists I've ever seen in my fucking life.
yeah,
Like,
the nutmeg.
Zubamendi gets a shot off, and if he puts that in after Trossard megs someone like with just truly otherworldly vision to put that ball in,
Mm.
that's the assist of the century. Like that was fucking crazy. And I thought he was really, really sharp today. Really turned it on, and especially in the second half.
Yeah, just comparing his first half to his second half, because I think I said it. I might have been a champion. It was a Champions League game, I think. It was Atletico Madrid. Do you remember how bad Martinelli was in the first half against Atletico Madrid? And the second half, he literally turned into R9, pretty much. I'm seeing that. I've noticed that trend a little bit more with us in a couple games now. Um, I think today was another instance of that. All of our attackers were pretty bad in the first half, but Trossard in particular got a lot better in that second half. I want to stick my neck out and say I think our attackers right now, because there's nobody else, they're playing at max level. They're giving their all basically. I know for a fact Gyökeres is, Trossard is, Saka is what it is. We know what he's like, but they're giving it their all for me, and I really really appreciate the effort because they're thinking we don't know when these guys are going to be back. We need to be killing these games, and they're playing like it to my mind. But that 30-minute ish period was as good as Arsenal have been, I think, this season. Like, and this is why I'm annoyed at the result, at the nature of the equalizer, but genuinely, Arsenal 1-0 down, no set pieces, my add, no set pieces. Arsenal are creating chances for fun and sticking the ball in the back of the net after being 1-0 down away to Sunderland. That is huge, huge, because when Madueke is fit, when Havertz is fit, when Gyökeres is fit, when Odegaard is fit, what the hell does that mean for the league, guys? Let's be, and I'm not skipping ahead here in terms of what I think we could do, but generally what does that mean for the league? If Arsenal can go 1-0 down away from home and with a bare bones attack and do that to a team, do you know what I mean? Like, I think personally that's where I'm not too downcast. But Gabby, on the goal, I'll tell you what I'll do actually. I'll read out my summary of it because I was really pissed off when I typed this up. But idiot Sunderland oath gets hunted down by Rice and Marino tees up Saka. Does that sound accurate to you?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it just it just made me laugh because it reminds me of it was like 2 seasons ago now, actually, like when we used to like win the ball up really high and then fuck around with the chance and miss it. And like it was right after Saka was pissing me off, and I was like, another chance, and I was like, oh, he's passing to Saka. Please just score. Like, please just score. And I'm really, really happy specifically for Declan Rice because I really wanted him to, not that it changes my opinion on him, but I really wanted to like get that mistake out of his mind. Like, just wipe it out. Redeem yourself, please. Specifically in this game because we need to score. When he won that ball and Marino just waits and waits for the runners and passes it off, I'm like, simplicity. That's what I want. Not everyday perfect, like perfectly crafted goal. Sometimes just nick the ball and shoot. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that's one of the bad habits that Arsenal has, and we've had it for years, but that waiting for the perfect goal, and I think we did that a lot in the first half, which, don't get me wrong, we had definitely created chances for a perfect goal. We just didn't score it. But it's like, sometimes I need you guys to just be simple. Just simplicity is better. I would just take that. And I think that's genuinely how that goal came about. Urgency and simplicity. And once we scored that, it was like, all right, we flipped the switch. Like, let's go on and get it. And for me specifically, I thought we were like, after we went down, I was like, we're gonna come out of this game with a draw, aren't we? Because I just never believed that we're gonna go behind and then win. So like the fact that we even got that second goal, I was like, oh, this might be another Newcastle game. Like, my voice is fucked because I was screaming the whole game. Like, genuinely. I was screaming the whole game. Screaming at Saka, screaming at Gabriel, screaming at Declan Rice, screaming at Ryan making saves. Like, I was like, let this game be over. Blow the whistle.
Yeah. I think, I think you're right in terms of, you're definitely right, should I say, in terms of Arsenal finding another way to score that we're probably not used to. Our our high turnovers to shots stats are fucking abysmal, especially last season. This year, I think there's been an improvement, if I remember correctly, but I suppose this kind of comes from what Arteta keeps on talking about, wanting to be the kings of everything. Arsenal, to my mind, can play whatever game's on display. And I've never always felt that way. And there's two things that I do usually before a match in terms of my expectations. Like, what game would I want to see today? What game do I think will actually, what game will present itself basically to us today? So usually, like on a game like today, I was like, oh, it's going to be tough. It's going to be physical. What I thought it would be, but what I hoped it would be is that they would be a little bit more overconfident considering last week. And I think we got a little bit of that because that's where the equalizer really came from. They were feeling themselves. We're battering down the door. We'd hit the crossbar. We did all this stuff. Thinking, oh, do you know what? It's probably not going to be Arsenal's day. Um, so Mitch, I suppose after the goal, we had about a couple of more chances. Did you think it would be Trossard to be the one?
I want when Trossard had the ball in that spot, I was like, "Go to your right, take it.
Mm.
It's you," and he just fucking ripped it.
Yeah.
I did that. That was
Mm.
me. I told him to do that. So you're welcome, everyone.
Mm.
There's a reason. No one bothered to thank me, even though I did it. So I don't understand why everyone's giving Trossard I gave him the idea for it, and then he did it. And so it's crazy.
Do you know what I really love about that goal is the fact that Calafiori. This is what I talk about Arsenal being able to everything. Calafiori spends a lot of time underlapping, in the half space, whatever. For this goal, he just went on the overlap. And it's just simple stuff like that. When I play kind of thing, if my winger has got the ball kind of thing, I don't even want the ball sometimes. I really don't. I just want to be able to make sure he gets the look because he's obviously way more. He's going to do way more of it than I do if I get the ball, basically. So I will bust my gut to go to make sure that he gets that extra half yard. And sometimes football can be that simple where your overlapping fullback just gets you that look to do that. And California can do that. He can make the overlapping run. He can deliver across kind of thing. And the same thing goes for Timber as well. Arsenal are now essentially have a team now where, like I said earlier, we're built to be able to play whatever game is presented to us, even with injuries. Do you know what I mean? That's down to personnel, but I also think that's probably just down to very, very, very good coaching. Because ideally, if we're probing the way we're probing that we were today, guys, and correct me if I'm wrong, and we're creating chances, you'd expect that more from what you deem our first team to be. Odegaard there, Havertz there. Do you know what I mean? We're doing it on our bare bones at this point, right? Am I right? I hope I'm right.
Yeah.
So that's what really pleased me today. Sunderland made 5 subs, by the way. We only made 1.
Oh, I was
Were
going to
we?
get to that.
Yeah, yeah.
Arteta, the way I was ready to.
even after their subs, guys, and this is where it's really annoying. This is where variance can just do you in. After their subs, Gabby, any danger from Sunderland? Genuinely, because I don't remember.
I don't think they had much danger necessarily, other than one chance in which I think it was I want to say it was a long ball into the box, and it falls at 2 attackers running in, and Ryan makes a spectacular save. But other than that, I don't actually remember any other I'm stressed, cheeks clenched kind of
Nope,
moments.
nope.
I think that was more him trying to refresh. They went down at home, so 3 attackers come on. Let's try to get this attack going again.
Mhm.
But I was like, you also need to go and turn Arteta because we look fucking gas. Genuinely, there was a moment where Declan Rice tried to break out of the box with the ball, and he just stopped running. He was like, I'm not, there's no way I'm gonna make it. And I was like, oh yeah.
He kicked it in desperation and said, okay, that's that's far
He
enough.
said timeout. Just not. I was like, okay, we need to make some subs. I saw in my group chat, a lot of people were calling for Calafiori to come off and either put on Hincapié or MLS. And I was like, I know we have kids on the bench or whatever, but at this point, we genuinely just need fresh legs. We need to get relieve some pressure and get out of our own box. I trust our defense to defend, but they shouldn't have to do it so deep. You're asking for trouble. Please just put on a sub, another sub, because I think it was Eze that came off, right? Eze that came off for Mascara.
Yeah.
I
So
was like, okay,
went to a 5-2-3 when he came.
yeah,
off,
I was like, okay, you putting Mascara on, fair enough,
Hmm.
but we need some fresh legs out there. They look cooked. Saka looked cooked. Declan Rice looked cooked. Zubimendi was defending deep, so I didn't even think he was running out at all. And I was like, it's not looking good.
Yeah.
It's not looking good, bro.
But I feel like going back to the commentary, right? I feel like a lot of that was played into, because I guarantee you, if you guys rewatch this game, you were like, Arsenal weren't really in danger this game. We weren't. It was the commentary just amping it up to be something that it really wasn't. Am I going mad here, Mitch?
I thought we were starting feeling better, but there was a point when we were up 2-1, I was like, I need a third because Sunderland keeps doing this at home. This is a pattern for them. They are good at scoring late goals. So I wanted us to get another goal, And when we sat off a little bit, it's like it was a tactic I understood. It's a tactic we've seen before. We brought on Mascara. We did the full Rob Holding emergency protocol, and I completely understood that, especially when you saw, like Gabby was talking about, the state of our like attack and how they were clearly feeling of like we were not retaining the ball well. We had to kind of sit back. We were kind of like, we need to hold this out, get the 3 points, get to the international break, fucking get our guys back. And unfortunately, we weren't able to see it out. But I mean, guys, we were pretty damn close. We were pretty fucking damn close.
Man, like genuinely, the chances that we had in that second half were just, it actually makes me sad. As they shots blocked, Zubimendi hitting the bar, Zubimendi that like the world class assist that we would have gotten from Trossard going right past the post. It was just like, all right, man. Like at that point when we hadn't equalized and we hadn't made, I mean, not equalized, when we hadn't gone ahead, I was like, okay, I would take a draw here because it's looking like we're struggling, but we actually need to go win this. And when we went ahead, I was like, we need a third goal. We really,
Yeah.
really do. We need the third goal to kill this game, quiet the stadium. It's a little bit too rah right now.
So here's the thing. Arsenal doing all of that to get back into the game and then go ahead kind of thing. To me, the players deserve massive credit because they're executing what the coach has given. But I also have to give Arteta a bit more credit. Arteta and the coaching staff a bit more credit because he's getting these players doing things that they weren't doing last season. Had we would have faced a low block like that, and a low block that wasn't that good last season, and struggled to create chances today. Do you know what I mean? And I know we keep banging on about it, but I think it's very important considering how much shit we get about our set pieces. Arsenal are an everything team. Like, if you want to have a football game 38 games out of the season, Arsenal will happily play that football game 38 games out of the season. There's no problem. That's probably what we even probably prefer, in my opinion. But the fact that even after the equaliser, and I think it was poor from Gabriel, to be fair. I do think it was.
So do I.
Yeah, I think that was poor from Gabriel.
He's done that before, and I don't like when he does
He
that.
did the same thing against Newcastle.
Yeah. Like I think I personally think you kind of, I wouldn't say run the risk of a penalty, but you just want to be a bit stronger there. Like, yeah.
To be fair, I do think he should be a bit stronger there, but I also think that is miscommunication between Gabriel and not Saliba, Gabriel and Raya. Because Raya shouldn't have came out to try to get that. If he stays in goal, I genuinely think he just saves it and sits down on the ball.
That is a very good point, actually. Yes, I totally agree. But even with that being said, when I'm talking about good signs, we still created 2 incredible chances after that. Guys, Arsenal are going places. We are. I mean, the cross from Saka is fantastic. It's giving me Brentford away 23-24, Saka to Havertz vibes. And then the block from that idiot Dan Ballard, no wonder we let you go. Afterwards, let's be clear here. Arsenal of last year, after conceding the late equaliser, probably don't get a chance that good again with a minute left. So while I'm really pissed off and really annoyed at the drop points, I can't wait to play Tottenham, guys. I really, really can't wait. So how do you guys feel about that, first of all?
I'm more worried about the Chelsea game, as I always am. So, like, genuinely, I could care less about this Tottenham game. They look shit. Like, they can't create much, and I know they created against Man United, but they're also shit. So, like,
those goals were just pure luck as far as I'm concerned.
Like, genuinely, I was like, I did say, like, before, I didn't say it on the pod, but, like, I said before that game, I was like, this is going to be a mid-off, but I guarantee you they come out with a draw. Like, it's going to be a draw. It just feels like a draw. And I was like, very much, that's exactly what happened, because they're doing bar for bar. And I'm like, bar for bar with Tottenham, who are shit. Like, genuinely shit. Like, what am I watching?
They don't know what to
when
do
we
with the
play
ball.
them, we need to have our attackers back. Like, genuinely, Madueke, you need to rise it. I need to see everybody back. I need to see Kaya back. I need to see Madueke, and more than anything, Odegaard, please put some compound V in your thighs and your calves right now, because you must be fit for the rest of the season. No more injuries. I'm over it. I don't want to see as back in that midfield. He needs to be on the left wing.
I think I'll tell you what, right? I think, Mitch, and please, like, go crazy with this. I think realistically, when Odegaard gets back, regardless of who our striker is, they're scoring a shit ton of goals. That's what my prediction is. Whether it's Gyökeres, whether it's Havertz, whoever's in that 9 spot, as long as Odegaard is there, I'm not saying all the chances are going to come from Odegaard passes. It's what he does liberating the rest of our attack, kind of thing. Do you see where I'm going with this, Mitch?
Yeah, I'm excited because I mean Easter's going to come in November. Jesus is about to score 40 Premier League goals. This is crazy. Gabby's had an aneurysm.
You guys don't understand how. Oh my god, I've been so embarrassed. Like these Jesus's back tweets have been rattling me so bad, bro. Like, oh my god.
If I'm being completely honest,
did you see mine?
I hate all of them. Like genuinely, I was so close to muting his name. Like genuinely, I was like, I cannot do this. I cannot do this another season. Like this, I remember a tweet right before like the game. Somebody was like, I wonder if we see Jesus on the bench, and I was like, rest, bro. Just rest.
Yeah, Jesus realistically is not going to be ready until probably mid-December. That's why. That's genuinely like what he'll probably start playing. He'll probably be like in match day squads, like at the very earliest. Yeah, early December. Like,
you want me to actually answer your question instead of just doing a joke about Jesus?
Yes, please. Go on.
Yes, I think we're gonna like score a shit ton of goals. I think I'm very excited for these upcoming games because it's likely that we're gonna have so many guys back. Of like having Havertz, Madueke, Odegaard, all of these guys coming back soon, and hopefully Gyökeres as well is just gonna be a huge boost for this team. Actually having depth in our attack again is gonna be very, very nice. Having different options where we can have these different looks late in matches. There's the only thing that can stop us is like injuries and ourselves. Like this team is really fucking good. Let's not kid ourselves about the result today. This is a really fucking good soccer team.
Yeah. So in terms of expectations and how we feel and stuff like that, I can't lose sight of the fact that I just genuinely feel like this team is way too good not to win, basically, not to win big prizes. And results like today, trust me when I say this, results like today are very normal. Very, very, very normal. Seriously. It's just because we've been such on a good run and we're riding the feel good factor, especially since the Eze signing and stuff like that. You know, like we're doing well in the Champions League. But a draw like this, personally, I think it's good. I mean, we could go back to the funny video. I think Gabby, I think you remember it, of Guardiola saying, "These losses, I need them. I need these losses." You know,
I'm actually sick of his bald ass. Like genuinely, he rattled me so bad yesterday. His yip yapping in these press conferences. I promise you, I needed us to win this game so bad just for the fact that I need them to draw tomorrow. Like I need them to drop points.
Yeah,
City needs to drop points.
One of them
to stop talking.
One of them will drop points tomorrow, which is a positive, right? If I could pick, I'd pick both. So hopefully a draw. But just on Arsenal refocusing, it's good that it's not a loss. Arsene Wenger used to say, if you lose one game, make sure you don't lose two, basically, right? And the fact that we drew today after being down as well, it means that we can go into the break. Here's the thing, Arteta's probably already thought of the fact that at the point where we drop points, okay, who am I going to have back? Where do I want this team to go, kind of thing? And then on top of that, what's our next block of fixtures looking like, basically? So Arteta to me is already prepped for the eventuality of us conceding a goal, let alone dropping points. That's where I'm at. I genuinely think that he has. So I'm not worried in that regard. It's just, again, I can't get past the fact that late equalizers are so deflating for me. But it's good. It's going to refocus the team.
I want to pose a question, though.
Go.
Like, would it have been worse or would it have been better if we had, like, been the one with the late equalizer? If we had, what's it called? We had gone down 2-0 or whatever and then scored 2 to equalize? Because I would prefer this rather than seeing a whole entire game of us playing like shit and then we scrape out, a draw anyway.
I think I agree. You know, I don't know if you feel the same way as well, Mitch, but I think I definitely agree. Seeing Arsenal play as well as we did today again, down to the bare bones. I have to keep stressing to you guys, down to the bare bones, not relying on set pieces and putting in that sort of performance against a team
Mitch's
that's
mind is on volleyball.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm locked into volleyball right
Don't
now.
worry, you can go. We haven't got that long left. But yeah, seeing us do what we did today, down to the bare bones, without set pieces, the fact that we were creating chances in so many different ways as well. For me, the feel good factor hasn't gone. It's just the nature of the drop points, but the feel good factor for me is still there. You know,
I do think this is the perfect moment to drop points though, because they're playing each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if there's gonna be any time to drop
Yeah.
points, it's gonna be this one, like this week at least.
Yeah, I think I was very impressed by the way we played today. And like I said, I'm not like super broken up about dropping points in this game because like I thought we played so well and the ball just didn't bounce our way. That shit happens, you know? And I think we have a big enough cushion where we're able to kind of like, we're not going to not drop points the rest of the season. As much as I'd love for us to just be automatic and never concede a goal again, we're going to concede goals because the variables happen. That's why this Chelsea record stood for so long that we've been flirting with the last few seasons. And it's just like, if you can cut out the unlucky bounces, you'll never lose a game of soccer if you're really good. And that was the kind of game that we had today. And I'm not any lower on this team than I was 4 hours ago. We're a very, very good soccer team who are very injured and about to get healthy. I'm very excited for this because I think this week when we get back from the international break is going to be a serious test of it doesn't matter how bad Tottenham are. It's a North London derby. It's a big deal. And so a North London derby playing against Bayern, playing against Chelsea is a big test. We are better than those teams. Let's go beat those teams.
I mean, I think it's funny that we dropped points after the run we had the same day that Bayern also dropped points. They drew today with Union Berlin, and I was like,
I was so certain.
Arsenal, don't do the same thing.
I was so certain when I was looking at the fixtures this week. I was like, "Oh, this is another Harry Kane hat trick week." That's what I was thinking. But it is what it is. Okay, guys, this has been great. Thank you so much. Like, share, and subscribe. Comment, talk to us. Tell us about your day. Tell us what inspires you.
Oh yeah, expose yourself if you were tweeting about Trossard coming off, because I seen them tweets.
But yeah, I've been Coach. Gabby and Mitch, you know what to tell the people with the look on his face.
He's you inspire me, Coach. You inspire me.